In this lesson, I'm going to take you through a technique that Brad Paisley uses throughout his guitar soloing, especially as he's playing over his kind of more mid-tempo pop country songs. Because at this tempo, around like 90 to 100 beats per minute, it can be hard to generate that excitement and intensity that he's known for with his soloing. Part of this is because at this tempo, 16th notes are still kind of slow sounding, but at the same time, it's too fast to try to double that and get 32nd notes. So to solve this issue, Brad Paisley often turns to using 16th note triplets to kind of bridge the gap between the two. And you'll hear him often use it as like the lick that turns your head in a solo, or the big finishing lick, like he uses in this clip here from his Live at Letterman special. So in the rest of this lesson, I'll be taking you through 4 examples that show the different ways Brad Paisley uses triplets in his own playing. So to start, we'll be looking at the solo off Time Well Wasted. So this lick is over a B flat chord, and it's straight out of that major pentatonic position that everybody's comfortable with. And with this lick, he climbs strings 3 at a time with 1 note per string, playing them in little small chunks, where the lowest string we'll be picking with our pick, the next one we'll use our middle finger, and the last one our ring finger. So played 1 at a time slowly, it'll sound like this. Pick, middle, ring, pick, middle, ring, pick, middle, ring. So then, once we get to the high strings, he does a more pedal steel style bend, where we'll be bending the G string and then using our index finger and pinky to fret the notes on the B and high E strings, while keeping that bent note held. So this is a very easy idea to steal for your own playing, because it's all confined to one position. So we can just take this major pentatonic position and move it up to another root note to play over a different chord. So say we were playing over C, we would just move this up a whole step. Or if we wanted E, we'd find our E root and play the same exact lick in that position. Now let's take a look at the next lick that's off the song This Is Country Music. So this lick uses another 16th note triplet phrase, and it's a good example of how Paisley uses these ideas to finish off solos. So to start, we're sliding around between kind of positions up here near the 12th fret. Then we slide down and we're right back in our D major pentatonic position, that same shape we used in the previous lesson, but shifted up to D. Right? And then we're ending this lick with some pull-offs and then an open string bend to bend that A string all the way up to B, so we're hitting that third of G major. Our next lick is from the song Some Mistakes. So this one's a bit quicker and trickier than the licks we looked at before, and it involves using hybrid picking to go between a pedal note on the low E string and pull-offs that are going up the G major pentatonic scale this time. So let's take a quick listen to this one. So after each pull-off, you're going to hear us return back to that low E string to pick the note before going to the next pull-off. We want to make sure with our pick we're not overdoing it. It should be more like a ghost note instead of an actually heard, audible note. So the final lick we're going to be looking at is actually the one you heard at the front of the video. It's a very quick and flashy line off the song Mud on the Tires. So here instead, because the tempo is so much quicker, we'll actually be using eighth note triplets instead of 16ths. But the technique and concept works exactly the same. So let's check it out. So we start this lick with a pull-off section using the notes from the A major scale. So here I'll be hybrid picking this. I'll be using my middle finger to strike the notes on the D string, as well as the open A string when we get there, and then the pick for everything else. So it sounds kind of like this. So after that, we're going to ascend through multiple positions really quickly using slides and pull-offs. So it sounds a little bit like this as we move our way up toward this 10th fret. So now you know a few different ways to use triplets in your own country guitar playing. After this, I'd try to take little bits of those licks and move them around to different positions. You can work on playing them on different string sets or playing them over different chords, and that'll kind of help start getting it into your own improvising. And then, you know, after that, hopefully eventually you'll be able to start coming up with your own crazy sounding guitar solos that'll get you your own front row guitar groupies like Brad Paisley did. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching the video.